hope that after this session, there will be many people who say, can you come again? Can you help me? And I will say, let's talk about it. But if we are talking about social media, there is another part of me, because I get to travel a lot, right? Which is a very great aspect of work. I just came back from the United States last week. And I like to take photos. And I like to explore the cultures in the various countries. And yeah, so this is my Instagram, right? So at some point, I was curious, right? We have a lot of buzzwords these days. And one of them is machine learning and AI. So the question that I had is, yeah, what if an AI looks at my Instagram stream? What would it see? What would it think? And I built something, and before I show you how I did that, I just show you the result. This is the result, right? So obviously, Makan, big topic, right? Just to be sure, this is not something I built, this is something the machine created for me. And how did I do that? I can tell you it's something that I did in a lunch break. How is that possible? We all know machine learning, AI, it's very complex. In fact, I was using, well, there could be any other logo, right? There is IBM Watson, there is Google Cognition. I used the Microsoft Cognitive Services, which is a web service on the internet. And you interface with that system using APIs. And since I'm a Python person, I built this using Python. So, as an example, and I want to be very sure, right? Those of you who know Instagram, they know that you can put tags and all kinds of text next to the image. It's not about this. When you go to google.com, search for pizza, and you click on images, you see many photos of pizza. This is the other way around. You have a very smart system, that brain, and you say, here's a photo. It's only a photo. What do you see? And the result that I'm getting, in this case, it's actually pizza, a close-up of a pizza. I get tags, pizza, food, table, and so on, and I get a confidence level, which is 92%. Another example, a cup of coffee. Wow. I don't know how the machine does it, right? A wooden table next to a window. This is in Vietnam. A sunset over the ocean, right? I think 20 years ago, this would be science fiction. How can a computer look at this and say, this is the sunset over the ocean? But here, can you see this? A bunch of bananas? No. But as a result, you also see the confidence score is only 37%, right? So basically, the only thing that I told my Python script is says, when you build that word cloud, right, that has food, city, buildings, only take the photos where you are at least 80% sure that you see the right thing. That's the only thing that I did. Exactly. So that brings us to the agenda. You've seen an example of APIs, right? We want to talk about APIs and connection to DevOps. We want to make sure APIs are everywhere. And we want to talk, if we have time, about the developer experience. My point is what you just saw, my Instagram, and the machine looking at the photos, 1,000 photos, digesting information, presenting it in a word cloud, is a great example of what we want to talk about. Because I don't understand how machine learning works, neural networks. I'm interested, but in fact, I don't need to know that. I just need to know how the API works. Then I get quick results. I can do this in a lunch break. And the thing is, actually cognitive services is a great service. And because it's so easy to use, people use it a lot. And the product gets better. And more people use it. And the machine learns and learns, right? So this is how APIs help you to build better products. I've already mentioned this, right? So the goal is to say if you have something really complicated, and think of your IT department, think of your, I don't know, whatever system you have, and you have somebody who joins your team. How long do they take to understand how the system works? 6 weeks? 8 weeks? 3 months? How long does it take to onboard a business partner? Or somebody from a different department? What about you want to go to doctor and run a hackathon with students? And you want to say, you know what? You have 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, you can go to this portal, you request access to the sandbox, you get keys, you get documentation, and you can build a Hello World program in 30 minutes. Which brings us to speed, which brings us to agility, which brings us to DevOps, right? So the idea is, whatever complicated systems we have, they all need to be there. We want to have the same user experience for all of these systems. And in many cases, our users are not humans. Maybe they're pipelines, right? So you all know this, right? This is infinity loop. And you know if you use GitHub, wonderful. It plugs in, it has webhooks, it has triggers. The same for Slack, right? The same for AWS, GCP, Azure. And we are very much used to this, right? The moment you build something and it fails, somebody gets a message in Slack. And we all understand this. But then we go back to some of these other systems that we use, that we built 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? I've just called them legacy applications here, but it could be anything. It could be a ticketing system that you have, a customer database, anything that you built a long time ago, and you can't simply throw it away, and it deserves its purpose. I work a lot with regulated industries. I see brands from the inside, public sector, right? All these systems that have been around for a long time, and where security is also a strong factor. How do we get these systems into the pipeline, right? Because look at this. This is what happens a lot in the classic environment. You have 4 different systems. And what do? You build all kinds of manual integrations, from A to B, from B to C, from C to D, right? It's messy. So what happens if you say, oh, you know what, this database, D, is too expensive. It doesn't scale, and I want to replace it with an open source database. You can do that, but you have to build all these integrations again. So many people say, no, I don't want this. There's a better way. It looks like this, right? If all these systems that you use are using the same standards, right? My example is open the browser of your choice. It doesn't matter if it's Edge, if it's Chrome, if it's Firefox. And you open 10 different tabs, 10 different websites. Ultimately, they all speak HTTP. They all speak HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. The complexity behind, some people use Internet Information Server, Apache, Nginx, JBoss, whatever it is, right? It doesn't matter. What matters is the interface. And that's what we want to talk about, right? Because once we do this, you can put all of these systems into your DevOps pipeline. That's what we want to achieve. And back to my example about the hackathon, right? You say, hey, Mr. Developer, at a business partner, at a different department, at a hackathon in Georgia. Here's the portal. Log in, create an account, provision your key, play with the sandbox, and in 30 minutes, you understand how my system works. That's the idea. So, API, API, right? They are on fire. Very good. API means application programming interface. It's a very fancy word. It just says, I'm an application, but my user is not a human being, it's another machine, right? And I can use APIs to glue all these bits together. I take Lego pieces from all over the place, put in some glue, and it works. It's all HTTP REST based, and the format is typically JSON, which is the JavaScript object notation. And the contract is called Swagger, or now it's called Open API Specifier. Who in the audience has worked with APIs before? Consuming them, building them, and I see some hands. Right. It's an encouraging number, but I mean, did you see my example before, right, with Instagram? It's just one example. I have many more. In fact, maybe later I'll give you a website where I show you some other examples, where I put a Google Maps with all the buses in Singapore, where you see if they are full, if they are empty, or a spinning globe, and you see where the ISS space station was over the course of one day. You can build exciting stuff using APIs, right? And the other way of finding out how APIs work is you put API on your LinkedIn profile, and a lot of recruiters call you, and then you know how hot APIs are. Very important part is I'm a coder, and I work with a lot of developers. Everybody is extremely keen to say, oh yeah, let's write something. The moment you have a system and you want to create an API, the first thing that you should do is build a contract. The contract is, well, a structured file in YAML or in JSON, and it just tells you what does the API do. What can I ask? What do I get? How do I authenticate? What's the security model? And since it's a structured file, I can do all kinds of things. I can import it into tools. I can create SDKs. I can generate documentation automatically. Right? So the first step really is to design the API first. Then you don't have to code this by hand. There is tools like Stoplight. There is tools like Swagger who help you to model the data, define the inputs, the outputs, and it generates it for you. Right? And then you have something that you can show. The interface description. That's step number one. Step number two, and this is of course for people who have already started to build endpoints. The important thing is to divide and conquer. That means, yes, we want to build APIs, but some parts are really tricky, and there are certain things that have no space in the backend. Who knows what OAuth is? API keys. A few hands, right? Thank you. So, the great news today in the distributed world is that we have a choice. In the old days, you have to say everybody at the company needs to be .NET. Everybody needs to be Java. In the modern world, we can say, you know what? This team, well, we want to build a web portal. We use Ruby on Rails. The Active Directory integration is fantastic on .NET. We use a .NET module, right? We do a lot of data analytics. We use Python for that. Yeah, you package that in Docker containers, use APIs. That's perfect, right? So to build those APIs, there is no tool you need to buy. You can, but there is, as long as you speak HTTP, that's all you need. But what we want to achieve, and I mentioned it at the very beginning, is to have a common experience for developers to consume the API. So it doesn't matter if I build it in Python, it doesn't matter if it runs on OpenShift or on a Raspberry Pi. All I care about is the portal, is the structure, is the authentication mechanism, and well-formed CRUD models, right? So we need something in the middle, and whatever you read, access control, security, quota, those are boring parts, right? This is something that a developer in the backend will struggle with. Let's say you want to do IP blacklisting. You want to implement that in every single one of those backends. That's very difficult to maintain. Quota, restrictions. Let's say you want to sell the access to the API. So that blue block in the middle, and to make it simple, I call it a bodyguard, and sometimes a translator, right? You put that in front of it, and he keeps the bad guys away, and he says, I need to see your ticket. You cannot speak to my endpoint, I need to see your ticket first. And it adds SSL, for example, to make things more secure. It adds OAuth, it adds API keys, right? So this is the second part. And the third part is putting it all together, is the developer experience, which brings me back to what I showed you at the beginning, right? The idea really is to say we are able to add all these Lego pieces to a portal. And when I build an application, I mean, look at what the startups, and many of you are from startups companies, look at how you build applications today. You use Google Maps, you use Slack, right? You use GitHub, you use OpenShift. In many cases, you just say, I like this, I like Google Docs, oh no, I want Office 365. You just match it together. The idea is you can do the same in your organization. Because today, and we spoke about this yesterday as well, there is an increased need for all the departments to collaborate much faster, open the silos, work with business partners, work with the communities, hackathons, right? So the idea is really to put all of these together to give people instant access. So before I close, I'll just give you an example. I work with people and say, yeah, we have APIs. Okay, good. Let's see the APIs. I say, okay, hang on, I have this Word document. Oh, I think that's the old version of the Word document. I need to send a message, right? And then you get the new Word document. And there is 17 parameters in there. You have no idea how they work. And you need to call someone, and what is this field, right? And you take 1 day to find out how the API works. That's what I described in that part. It's sometimes very messy. Sometimes it's like a Tomb Raider, right? You find a lot of dead things when you discover how your APIs are supposed to work, right? The idea really is to make everything consumable, so we are able to react fast, so we have an agility. I mean, you guys all know this. We use APIs on a daily basis. We go to a website and we say, log in with Facebook. Log in with Twitter, right? There is APIs in the background, and if Facebook has to change their API tomorrow for legal reasons, they will not call you. They say, I'm sorry, we are going to change our API. No, they will not. They will change the API, maybe they will say, okay, in 1 week it changes. So you need to be fast. What? I repeat myself. You need to be fast, you need to be agile, you need to be thinking open standards and connectivity. And I think this is where APIs can help. Final slide. How do you get started? First of all, I've already showed you where you find the slides for today. Just remember the three things that I told you. Design first, right? Define the contract before you code anything. The second is divide and conquer. Make sure you put the right pieces together and you have a bodyguard in front of it, specifically as it's about data security and protection. And the third part is, it's ultimately about the culture that we create, to be able to innovate. Right? So we create a very good developer experience. Experiment. The API one is new. Distributed computing is new. DevOps is still emerging in many countries. Show it to your boss, show it to your colleagues. Build something like my Instagram, test and show it to your friends, and give people ideas. It's not just about the boring pieces, it's about the use cases that you can build. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Uli, and I'm an API person.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you 3 questions.
Sure. Do you want me to take when you say the question, I take a quick break and then I answer?
Just flow, just let it flow.
Just normal conversation?
Yeah, like a normal conversation.
Okay.
Conversation, okay. So the first question, can you tell us a little bit about your presentation before?
Oh, sure. The presentation was about APIs and the role that they can play in a DevOps strategy, where you basically use APIs and open standards to glue all kinds of systems together, to increase your agility and be able to innovate.
Okay. How do you feel about your presentation and after you participate in DevOps Jakarta?
Well, personally, I'm always happy to be in Jakarta, and this is a great event. I feel very special to be selected. And I love the audience. Very happy to be here.
Okay, last question is there anything in your mind that we can improve for next year?
Improve for next year? Well, I will think of something. Well, what I do like is that we don't have, so many people, they do only one day and have parallel tracks. I think it's good this way. I like it this way, that you have 2 days, you have more time, and do sequential sessions. There's not much I would improve. Maybe a hackathon as part of the event,
Okay.
to get people some hands-on experience as well. Maybe this is something we can think about. I'm happy to give ideas or even help. Let's see.
Okay, so it's already good.
Fantastic.
Okay. Maybe the last is, can you give us one word that describe DevOps Jakarta 2019?
I'm sorry, can I?
One word that describe DevOps Jakarta.
DevOps.
Dev.
Great.
DevOps.
Okay, thanks.